Hey YouTubers, it's your buddy Platt here, and today we're continuing on our wine series. Today I want to talk about a classic white wine grape that you might not be familiar with, and that is Semillon. Semillon is a golden skin grape that produces both dry and sweet wines. It is primarily grown in France and Australia. The origins of Semillon are to the Bordeaux region of France. In Bordeaux, it is the prominent white wine grape. As we'll learn when we get going into French wines, that you don't, on the label, you won't see the grape, you'll see the region. And if you know the region, you'll know the grape. So if you see a white from Bordeaux, expect Semillon. Semillon grape is easy to cultivate, which is nice for the vineyards, and also produces a high yield. Another characteristic of the Semillon grape is it's fairly disease resistant except for botrytis. If you don't know what botrytis is, it's also known as noble rot. What it'll do is it'll kind of shrink the grape. And what that does is really concentrate the sugars, and that helps it to produce a sweet wine. And the Semillon is a vital grape in the production of something called Sauternes, which is a classic sweet French white wine. The grape itself was introduced to Australia in the early 1800s, and about that time it was the predominant white wine grape of South Africa, and there's still some of the grape produced there, but it's pretty much no longer grown in South Africa, but at one time it was the dominant white there. As far as Australia goes, it is one of their bigger white wine grapes, and it's grown predominantly in the Hunter Valley region just north of Sydney. In Australia, they use Semillon to blend with Chardonnays and Sauvignon Blancs. Also in Australia, they produce their own take on Sauternes, and so the Semillon grape is very handy for that. As far as tasting notes or unique qualities, this wine tends to be more full-bodied. A lot of people kind of compare it to Chardonnay in that sense. Semillons from cooler regions, you'll get lemon, grapefruit, more of the citrus fruit notes. Semillon from warmer regions, you'll get more of a mango, papaya, tropical fruit notes. Food pairing wise, we're going to pair Semillon with shellfish, trout, and springtime vegetables. The particular one we're going to try today is the Bunkhouse Semillon 2017. Comes from the Hunter Valley region of Australia, and it's produced by Broken Wood Wines. The vineyard itself was purchased in 1970 and ever since then has produced quality wines from the region. So let's give her a try. Alright, so even though, like I said, it's supposed to be fuller body like a Chardonnay, and it definitely has a lighter color, very light, strong color. Let's give her a nose. Alright, this is more, I'm going to say, not as citrusy. I'm going to say almost a little apple on the nose. Let's give her a try. That's nice, a little sweetness up front. Some acidity, but not a lot. Just a slight little tingle on the side. Nice body though. Not mouth coating, but it does kind of fill your mouth a little bit. Just a nice, sweetish, fuller bodied wine. I can see why this is a blending wine per se. I don't know if it on its own is dominant, but if I wanted to balance out, if I thought maybe a Sauvignon Blanc was too sharp or what have you. Also, I forgot in the notes, some people in Australia refer to this as Hunter Valley Riesling, and sometimes it's mislabeled as a Riesling. To me, it's got a little more body than a Riesling, but I can kind of see, to the uneducated palate, how you could get there. I don't know, that's a pleasant wine, not very complex. Like I said, I can see why this is a good blending wine, and I can definitely see, and with the amount of sweetness I get, I can definitely see where now if Noble Rot comes into play, you could produce a really nice sweet wine with that. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.